Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thanks all for joining. So let's start. Uh, Quick revision, we will do it. So we are in the fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Whatever we covered till now, we covered the foundational concepts. Um, Raj Prabhu, I will send you the separate links, okay, and the PDF or the presentation regarding whatever been covered till now, so that it will be easy for you to go through and keep up up to the session from next time onwards. Okay, so we covered the foundational
Sure.
concepts.
Yep.
In that, we have seen how this four yugas are there, and how, in each yuga, what is the duration of the living entity, and what is the yuga duration. Then, what is the way to reach Lord in each yuga? Okay. Then we have seen why Krishna been called as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have seen how the Vishnus are coming from Krishna, and what are the different qualities of a Shiva, Vishnu, and Krishna. What are the four qualities only Krishna has, which is the Leela Madhuri, Prema Madhuri, Bhakta Madhuri, and Rupa Madhuri. Okay. Then we have seen what is the difference between spiritual world and material world, and what are the four things are common in this material world, which is birth, death, old age, and disease, and how we can get rid of these things and go back to the spiritual world, that we have seen. And we have seen the context of Bhagavad Gita, though the Bhagavad Gita was spoken on a war field, but it never promotes the what to say, the it never promotes the fighting capability, or it never promotes the uh, uh, bad intention of killing others. It is just to protect the dharma. Okay, they have to fight. It never encourages the fighting uh, capacity or capability of anyone. So just to protect the dharma, Krishna is asking Arjuna to fight, because as Kshatriya, his duty is to protect. Okay. Then we've seen, in the context of Bhagavad Gita, how Bhagavad Gita, that 700 slokas been sectioned under three parts. First six chapters are called as Karma Yoga. The middle six chapters are called as Bhakti Yoga. Then the last six chapters are called as a Jnana Yoga. So one nice Acharya is explaining, the first six chapters are explaining about how to live our life, how to live, how to do the karma, how to do our activity. Okay, that is how it is promoting. The next six chapters is how to love the Lord. Okay, how to do the bhakti yoga, how we can develop the love towards Lord. The last six chapters are talking about how to get away from this material world, how to do the surrenderness, how to uh, perform jnana yoga by using our knowledge, by removing our ignorance, how to get rid from this particular material world. So that is how to live, how to love, and how to get rid of this material world, or how to surrender to the Lord. So by using the knowledge, this, how the 18 chapters are split across these three sections. And we are in the fifth chapter. Okay, quickly we will revise, what are the four chapters covered till now. The first chapter, it is the chapter name is called Observing the Armies in the Battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Dhritarashtra is asking the questions to Sanjaya. Sanjaya been empowered by Vyasadev to get to know what is happening on the war field, Kurukshetra. Okay. He is explaining all those things to Dhritarashtra, because Dhritarashtra was born blind. Okay. So Dhritarashtra is asking, what is my sons and sons of Pandu assembling? Dhritarashtra vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yuyutsavaga Mamaka Pandavachaiva Kim Akurvada Sanjaya. So he's asking hey, what my sons and sons of Pandu are doing after assembling the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two things are explained here. One is he is discriminating between his sons and the sons of Pandu, though he was the elder father of, or his his younger brother Pandu's son only, the Pandavas. But still, he is discriminating. That is very visible. Then the second thing is like he was doubting about the place. Okay, because Dharma Kshetra, the Kurukshetra is Dharma Kshetra. Dharma Kshetra means like it is to protect the Dharma. So though my sons wanted to fight and win the war, but that Dharma Kshetra, that Kurukshetra, like it changed their mind or not. So for that reason, like he's double confirming to Sanjaya, and Sanjaya explaining like the armies how it has been assembled from Kauravas and Pandavas. Kauravas armies were like okay, very very powerful. Pandavas armies were like okay less in size, but a very confident like okay they were, and what are the Pandavas, Shanka's name is, how the victory been predicted to Pandavas, all those things we have seen it in the slide. And then Arjuna is saying, okay, I'm not going to fight. He is giving these 5 reasons. Okay. He's saying, okay, it is compassion. Due to compassion, I will not be able to fight because he is having the compassion on a bodily platform. Then he is thinking like, okay, whatever enjoyment I am going to get by fighting this war, I am not going to enjoy at all. Okay. Then the third is he is fearful of sinful reaction. He is thinking, I'm going to kill my own kinsman, my own family members, so I may get a sinful reaction. Then the fourth is like he is thinking destruction of the family tradition. All the family tradition will be like, okay, will be destroyed. Women will be like getting polluted because if more men's been killed, then women will not have any protection and like okay, they will become polluted. So he's fearing that. Then he is unable to take any decision, and he is surrendering to Krishna in the second chapter, 2.7. Karpanya doso pakada subhavaga. Till now he was treating Krishna as a friend, and now he is surrendering to Krishna. So Krishna was listening all these things carefully and patiently, and Krishna like okay mentioned, I'm not going to protect, I'm not going to lift any weapon. So Krishna and Krishna's army both were available. So Arjuna and Pandavas taken Krishna. Though Krishna said like I'm not going to fight, and Duryodhana wanted like a Krishna's army because he knows that Krishna is not going to fight, so he will not get benefited. So he wanted like a Krishna's army. So that is how like the whole observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the first chapter been explained. In the second chapter, the chapter is called like okay contents of the Gita summarized, where uh, the whole of all the yogas like okay, been explained by Krishna. It is all the yogas been explained in detail in all the other chapter, but here he is giving the summary. So first, Krishna is saying, okay, first of all, you are having compassion on a bodily platform. It is not at all good because we are not the body, we are the soul. That he is explaining in the Sankhya philosophy. That Sankhya philosophy is nothing but analytical study of matter and spirit. What is spirit? It is spiritual world, which is eternal. Matter is this material world, which is temporary. Okay. So then he is explaining about the 30 characteristics of the soul. Soul is eternal, soul is imperishable, soul can't submerged in the water, soul can't be like a put into the fire. Likewise, like he's explaining in detail. That is what Sankhya philosophy, like an analytical study of matter and spirit, is saying basically saying we are not the body, we are the soul. Then he is slowly moving to the karma kanda. Do your work. Okay. As a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. Please stand up and fight. Okay. If you say if you fight, you are going to get the sinful reaction. But I am saying if you are not fighting, you will get the sinful reaction. Because as a Kshatriya, your duty is to fight. If you win, you will get the earthly kingdom. If you lose, you will get the heavenly kingdom. So at any point in time, you are going to get something. Please stand up and fight to protect the dharma. So that is how like he's saying. And for a Kshatriya, dishonor is like worse than the death, correct? Because in future someone will say, okay, Arjuna didn't fight because he was afraid of like losing to Kauravas. So for that manner, he told that like okay, you have to fight, you do your duty and you will get the result, enjoy the result. Okay. Then he is slowly moving to the buddhi yoga or nishkama karma yoga, where how he is saying you fight, but don't have the attachment to the result. Whatever result you are going to get, surrender to the Lord, surrender to me. Then you will not have any. By doing that, you will have two benefit. One, you are not going to take birth in this material world again. Second, you will not have any sinful reaction, because Arjuna's point was, I will get the sinful reaction if I fight. But here Krishna says, no, you will not get the sinful reaction if you fight and surrender those results to me. Because basically, Krishna is explaining the whole of second chapter and all the other chapters of Bhagavad Gita just to answer those five questions or five reasons Arjuna was not fighting in the first chapter. Okay. Then Arjuna having a query, okay, how this Sita Prajna or self-realized soul will be. Okay. How he will talk, how he will walk, how he will sit. So then Krishna is explaining, he will be like a free from the desire to enjoy his senses. He will have a steady mind. Okay, then he knows. Okay, he will not differentiate between good and evil, or good and bad, or the what to say, like, okay, happiness and a sad mood. No, he will treat every situation as similar, be it happy or be it sad moment. He will treat same, because he is known as Sthita Prajna. Like, he will be self-satisfied. He is not going to have any external factor uh, changed his mind. For example, if someone says, okay, you taken a very good class, if they appreciate me, I will be very puffed up and I will be very happy. If someone says, okay, Prabhu, you didn't take a good class and you have a lot of improvement, I didn't like your class at all, then I may be like in a sad moment, correct? That is not the Sita Prajna state. Sita Prajna means whatever others say, no, I will not be change my mind. Okay, I am okay because I am doing the devotion service. I am doing the things for Krishna. I am not doing anything for myself. In that manner, if someone is there, then they are called as like a Sita Prajna. Then Krishna says, okay, this is a very important thing. Like a one who is not connected to the Supreme or not doing the devotional service, they will not have the steady mind, and they will not have the peace, and they will not have the happiness. Okay. So that is how Krishna ending the second chapter. So then the third chapter, which is called Karma Yoga, there, Arjuna is asking the question to Krishna. You are saying do the work, and you are saying like a sannyasa, renunciation, which is better. So, what Arjuna think about renunciation is, it is renunciation of the work. But Krishna is explaining it is not the renunciation of the work, it is a renunciation in the work. It is as good as karma yoga and karma sannyasa. Karma yoga means do your work and surrender the results to me, so you will not have any reaction. Karma sannyasa means you don't need to do the work at all. You do the work of the sannyasa of the work. So what Arjuna is thinking is like it is karma sannyasa. No, Krishna says it is not renunciation of the work, it is renunciation in the work. Even a sannyasi, after doing all these things, like he still do the work. Okay, he will preach, he will do the work like for upbringing the society to the Krishna consciousness. So everyone does the work. Like, okay, that is how he says, even for Janaka Maharaj and Janaka Maharaj, like I set the perfect example to do the work, like so that the future generation will follow the same. Even for Krishna also, there is no work dedicated, but still he is doing the work so that the others may not like, okay, follow wrongly. So they follow, okay, Krishna doing the work. When he came as a Krishna in this material world, he surrendered to the Sandipa Muni, and he went to the Gurukul to learn about all the 64 arts. Okay, so that is how Krishna says, okay, no, you have to do your duty. Then he's talking about, okay, how the uh, whole of like, okay, the material world been created. It is about how Krishna creates the demigod, then he is creating like the men, and he is creating like the yajna process, how to surrender, how to do the this one like how to work. All these things being like I explained over there. Then in the 3.30, he is talking about purpose of Bhagavad Gita, where in the 2.7, uh, Karpanya Doso, like that sloka, he's asking, Arjuna is asking, what, please guide me, like what is best for me to do. In that, for that question, Krishna is answering here in the 3.30, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyasadhyatma Chetasaga Nirasir Nirmamo Bhutva Yuddhayasa Vigada Jwara. Okay, so without any lethargy, without any self motivation, without envy, please stand up and fight, because as Kshatriya, you have to fight. Okay. Then Arjuna having a query. Okay, we know all these things. We have to do this. We have to work. Okay, we have to work with the detachment. All things are fine. But still, why we are committing the sinful reaction, sinful action? Why we are committing? Then Krishna says it is lust only, Arjuna. Lust is nothing but, okay, anything which is not connected to Krishna consciousness. If we want to achieve that, then it becomes a lust. And that is the enemy of the soul. Okay, the three way, if the lust is fulfilled, then it becomes the greed. If lust is unfulfilled, then it becomes anger. Okay, so lust, greed, anger, these three are like a gateways to hell. If any one of us like wants to go to hell, then we can have more lust, we can have more what to say, like the lust, greed, and we can have more anger. So we should not have all these things, because these are the three gateways to hell, and it is stopping us to go back to the spiritual world. Okay, so we have to get away from all these three things. Okay, so that is how to conquer the lust, by just surrendering to the Lord and doing the devotion service. Then lust will be automatically controlled. Okay, then fourth chapter, which is called the transcendental knowledge. So in there, first Krishna is talking about this knowledge. I explained to sun god Vivaswan, and from Vivaswan to Manu, and Manu to Ikshvaku. Over a period of time, like this knowledge been broken, and I am re-establishing. I am coming to re-establish this knowledge and to protect my devotees. Then the important sloka, Janma Karma Chame Divyam, Yovam Evam Yo Vetti Tattva, Tattva Deham Punarjanma, Naitimam Etiso Arjuna 4.9, where Krishna says, okay, if you want to get away from this material world, only two things you need to do, Janma and Karma. Janma means Krishna's appearance, and karma, Krishna's activities, Krishna's pastime. If you hear all these things, these two things, then I am assuring you will not take this your birth in this material world again. So whatever we are doing now, we are just practicing like, okay, to hear about what Krishna spoke on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Whenever we hear Bhagavad Gita, please, please, please be attentive, and please be focused, and be ensure that like we are on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and we are hearing these instructions like from Krishna. So in that manner, like if you receive this knowledge, then you don't need to take birth in this material world again. Okay, Hare Krishna. So then Krishna talking about, okay, then Arjuna is having query, how I can trust, okay, because sun god is very old in age, and you are talking to me now. Then Krishna says, okay, both you and me taken the birth, and like you know what is your current life, current what is happening in the present life only for you. But Krishna knows whatever happened in the past, what is happening in the current, and what is going to happen in the future for all the living entities. That is how he is establishing his supremacy. Okay. Um, then Krishna says, okay, he created the Varnashrama Dharma. It is like how he created the Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasi, and how he's created like the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Vaishya. Like what are the tasks assigned for each and every segment of the people, and this Varnashrama Dharma. they get like a not by birth but by the action, okay, by their guna and karma, by their nature and karma, by their activities, okay. So someone born as a Brahmana's son, he will not become Brahmana by default. Okay, he has to acquire that Brahmana qualities, that guna, and he has to do the activity. What is prescribed duty for Brahmanas? He has to preach the knowledge of Krishna to others. He should not like endeavor for the money or wealth. Okay, he has to do all the knowledge transfer to others, like without expecting anything. That is a quality of a Brahmana. Okay, he should not do any bad to anyone. Like, okay, so that is a quality of a Brahmana. What is a duty of a Kshatriya? He has to protect the society. He doesn't care for his life. He has to protect the society. Okay, that is a task of the Kshatriya. What is the task of Vaishya? Vaishya has to cultivate in the land, and he get like the rice and whatever like the things needed for all the other three Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Shudra, and he has to take care of the cows. Okay, so the cow gives milk, and that milk is like is enough for our sustenance, and he will the cow will like okay, cultivate the land also. So that is how like okay, Vaishya's task has been assigned. And what is the task of Shudra? Shudra has to help all the other three society, okay, which is Brahmana and Kshatriya and Vaishya. The Shudra has to uh, give the work or support to all these three parties. So that is how the whole Varnashma Dharma been created. But in this Kali Yuga, everyone is Shudra because we are not following the rules and regulation of each and every segment of the society properly. So everyone wants to earn more wealth. Everyone wants to earn more fame, gain more fame. So that is how like okay, everyone is Shudra in this Kali Yuga. But if we follow the devotion service, then even a Shudra can become a Vaishnava, which is more than or higher than all these four category. Vaishnava is always higher than the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Vaishya. Okay, Vaishnava qualities are very hard to perform, but we can perform by just doing the devotion service. Okay, so then Krishna describes different sacrifices. What are the sacrifices for like a Brahmana? What are the sacrifices for like a sannyasi? What are the sacrifices for brahmachari? All those things being explained further. Okay. Then we are in the fifth chapter. Fifth chapter of the name is Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. So whatever question Arjuna asked in the third chapter, what is that question? Hare Krishna. What question Arjuna is asking in the third chapter? Third chapter. Revol. I'm hoping like everyone is attentive in this attending the class. I spoke so much today. Hope I am my pace is okay. I'm not so rushing, correct? Because till now, whatever we are covering, it is only the revision, only the revision of whatever been covered. We are not covering anything new till now. Like we have not started. What question Arjuna is asking to Krishna on the third chapter when he starts the third chapter?
Prabhu, this that why you are putting me in fight? Why you want to me to do war?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So you are asking, do the renunciation, and you are asking like a karma yoga, what is best? Okay, why you are engaging me in this ghastly warfare? If you think that okay, renunciation is better than the uh, fruitive activities. The
Today.
same question then Krishna says, okay, it is not renunciation of the work, it is renunciation in the work. I am not asking you to renunciate the work. I am asking you to renunciate the results of the work. Okay. So the same question been asked in the fifth chapter also. We covered till, I think, how many? I think we covered till 13, correct? Last week. Yeah. We covered till, no, we covered till 16. Okay. Um, so the same question is asking, Nishkama karma, why you are engaging me like a, which is better, renunciation or work in devotion? Then Krishna says both will be giving same result, but Nishkama karma yoga is equal but easier than like a renunciation of the work. That is where like we have seen the example of going to the floor 1 to the floor 100th floor. We can take the steps or we can go via lift also. So renunciation of the work is like a, like you are reaching the 100th floor via steps, which will take longer time, which will take like a more effort, but it will reach you the destination if you properly follow it. But if you are going via lift, which is but nothing but like a Nishkama Karma Yoga, which is nothing but work in devotion, then you don't need to struggle. You can reach the destination quickly without any much of a difficulty, because a lift takes like okay quicker, it can help us to reach the destination quicker compared to the steps, correct? So that is how Krishna is saying, okay, in the 5.126, saying Nishkama Karma Yoga is equal to the renunciation of the work, but Nishkama Karma Yoga, sorry, both will give the same result, but Nishkama Karma Yoga is easier to perform. Okay. Then 5.7 to 12, he is saying performance of Nishkama Karma Yoga. How we can work with the detachment. So it is nothing but, okay, you do the work, whatever work assigned to us, okay, be it a housewife or be it like, okay, the grihastha for the men, okay, they have to go and earn the money like by doing the work in office or some business, and they have to bring the money, like they have to keep take care of the family, and they have to do the devotion service, they have to donate to the devotion service, they have to take care of the sannyasi, they have to take care of the brahmachari, so because they are all dependent on grihastha. So that is how you do the work like a, but surrender all those results to me. You do the work with detachment. In that manner, you will not have any sinful reaction. Then in the 5.13 to 16, what we covered last week, we covered on the platform of knowledge, how um, we can get rid of the material bondage. Okay, because we need to know we are not doing the activity, we are doing the activity like, okay, the what, who are the true three doers? It is soul, super soul, and the material nature. So in the 14, 15, 16, in the 14, how the soul is uh, desiring to achieve something, and in the 15th sloka, how the material nature is like, okay, being as a instrument or being like, okay, it is swabhava. It creates the environment to fulfill that desire, and the desire will be sanctioned or approved by super soul. That is what we seen in the 16th sloka. Till now, any doubt, please, I humbly request, if you have any doubt, please feel free to ask and clarify, because this knowledge is not for only this life or only, okay, now. This is going to come along with our soul forever. It is eternal. This is a transcendental knowledge. So if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask. Very, very important, because lot of effort being put forth in preparing the slides by His Grace Amritananda Prabhu, and we are just like, okay, getting benefited. And if you are not learning all these things like in a proper manner, then there is no use of like attending these classes. So please, I humbly request everyone, go through these slides. I will share it once again, and be prepared, and like a be always revise all these things, to keep your knowledge, and like a, to keep our whole thoughts in doing the devotion service. Raj Prabhu, it would be like a very difficult for you to follow or go through. But I'll send you separate note for you, like okay, how you can study and how you can refer all these previous weeks recording. Then it will be helpful for you to like okay, come to the level of others. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Any other queries others have? Okay. Let's go to the this week's sloka. How 17 to 26. Okay, liberation through focusing one's consciousness on the super soul. How we can achieve the liberation by focusing on one's consciousness, our consciousness to the super soul. Because as we progress, like a harder topics will come, and it may be like taking more time to understand. Some philosophy will come, so we have to revise like a, then only we can minimize the time for the revision, and we can focus like a more on the slokas. Okay, Hare Krishna. So let's go to 5.17. Yeah. Tadbuddhyastadaatmanas tannistasthatparayanah gachanti apunaravrtim jnana nirduta kalmashaha. Kalmashaha means misgivings. Okay. So when one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge all are fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. What is the meaning of liberation? Anyone can say what is the meaning of liberation?
Prabhu, Mukti means free from this material world.
Yeah, free from this material world. Why we want to have liberation, Prabhu? Why we want to have liberation? We already saw it in the foundational slides. Why we want to have the liberation?
Prabhu, this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, to avoid this, to get liberated from this means problems of the material world.
Very good, Prabhu. Okay, so in this uh, in this material world, four things are common, correct? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyati, which is birth, death, old age, and disease. Starting from Brahma until to the ant, okay, everyone has to go through these four things. However poor you are, however rich you are, still you have to go through. So these four things are common. Okay, no one can get rid of however rich or however poor they are in this material world. Okay, which is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Okay, to get rid of this, okay, we need to go to a place where this is not there, which is nothing but the spiritual world. So how to go to the spiritual world? By doing the liberation. Okay, how we can get the liberation? By performing bhakti. That bhakti has to be performed when one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge all has to be fixed in the supreme. Everything, okay. Our mind has to be fixed, our intelligence has to be fixed, our faith has to be fixed, our refuge is nothing but surrender. Everything has to be fixed. Then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings. Misgiving is like our wrong intention, or like our wrong um, realization, or our wrong feelings, or like our wrong uh, our thoughts, all those things through the complete of knowledge. When knowledge is known, our ignorance will be going away, correct? how a dark room, by entering into a dark room, you can't see anything. But just by lighting one lamp, that lamp, that light gives the the whole what to say, like a light removes the darkness from the room. Correct. The similar way, the knowledge removes all the ignorance from our body, mind, and soul. Okay, so all those misgivings like will be removed or fully cleansed through the complete knowledge, and thus proceed straight on the path of liberation. Liberation is like it's a journey. The devotion service is a journey. It's not like, okay, I do the devotion service here, I get liberated, and I go to the spiritual world to enjoy something. No. After going to spiritual world also, we are going to do the devotion service only. But there, it would be easy to perform the devotion service. Here, it is little difficult to perform the devotion service. Difficult means like, okay, because we have so many distractions. But even in this material world, even in this Kali Yuga, it is very, very easy to perform the devotion service. How? In this Kali Yuga, what is a way to reach Lord? For
Harinam Sankirtan, Prabhu.
Harinam Sankirtan, yes, correct. Everything is impure. Only Lord's name is having the purity. So by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this, like we are doing Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Okay, we are removing all our contaminated things in our mind, in our body, in our senses, in our thoughts, everything. Okay, we are removing that, and we are slowly realizing and re-establishing the lost relationship with Krishna. Okay, so here everything has to be focused. Then we can reach Lord. That is what being said here. Hare Krishna. Let's move to the next sloka.
Prabhu, one question I have.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Prabhu, actually, we discussed now why we came to the material world because
Yeah.
we wanted to enjoy separately
Yeah.
the living, all the living entities. That means once upon a time, maybe we were in a spiritual world earlier
Not
in
once
Golok
upon,
Vrindas.
not once upon a time, Prabhu. We all were with Krishna. There is no doubt. Okay, we all were with Krishna in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm. Like we may be in Vrindavan, we may
So
be
we
in
were
Math.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we were there. We are part and parcel of the Lord.
But Prabhu, then Krishna says that means whoever comes to my personal abode does not fall down again. So
Yeah,
mere,
correct. Very
then
good
how we
question,
fell
Prabhu.
down?
Very good question. Okay. So, the fall down will not happen that easily. Okay. We were there with Krishna, and we have very, 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 very minute tinge of desire, not even 0.00001 percentage, minute desire to enjoy independently. For example, you and me were there, okay, in the spiritual world. So every day, your task is to do the puja to the Lord, okay, to perform the deity worship in the spiritual world, okay. Every day, I have to clean the temple. I have to um, clean, though everything is very clean, but I have to like, okay, just wipe the mop the floor and wipe the places, okay. So I have to properly like clean the whole of the environment. Then other Prabhuji, like his job is to prepare the boha for the Lord, okay. Then one point in time, I'm just thinking why I have to mop the floor every day. Why can't like a Mosam Prabhu can do one day flooring, and I can do the devotional deity worship. So that is on the platform of devotion service only. We are trying to little compare during that time. And why I have to do all the time, like I am having 24 hours, though there is no time in the spiritual world. We will think, okay, how I can enjoy very little time for myself. So this tinge of desire came very, 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 very minute. When it establishes in that manner, immediately, like a Krishna thinks, okay, you have to be purified. Okay, since you desire to enjoy independently, I want to create a material world. You go, you enjoy, and you just realize that, okay, you are not going to get the happiness from there permanently, whatever you are getting it in the spiritual world. So you go back and do it, like, okay, then you come back. But while you're coming back, you need to come with a perfection that you will never ever want to go to the material world again. That is the reason he created this material world. As if, okay, for example, Prabhu, your son wants to go to the and to do the cycling on the out from away from the home. When you are saying, Baba, like, okay, outside it is raining, it is very unsafe, please don't go, you go later, or like, hey, you can do the cycling inside the house. He's saying, no, 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 I want to, I have the independence, correct? Like, I am little grown up, let me go and let me enjoy myself. Then you say, okay, it is your own wish, you go and go with all this protection. And if you fall, like, okay, you experience that pain and come back. So he goes out, he just like trying to do the cycling for some time, he's enjoying, then he is falling down, and he is getting some injury, and he is coming back. No, no, now it is time for me to go back to the my own home. That is how, like, we have to realize after enjoying all these things, like then we are thinking, okay, there is no enjoyment. Where the enjoyment of, like, money, with wealth we are enjoying? No. With the health we are enjoying? No. With the lust and the sex desire we are enjoying? No. There is no permanent happiness. Then we are realizing, okay, I have to go back to the spiritual world where there is no mrityu, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. That is how, like, okay, it is happening. The cycle is happening, Prabhu. It is very, very minute. Okay, rather than why I fall down, to think about it, like how I can go back to the spiritual world, how I should not come back from there. That is our mood has to be. That is how our motive has to be. That is our goal has to be. That is how our goal has to be. Okay, Prabhu. Hope I answer
Yes,
your question.
Prabhu,
yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. It's clear now.
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
that means if we don't have desire, then only we can go to the spiritual world, right?
No, no, no. We need to have the desire to go back to the spiritual world. We should not have any material desire, but we definitely, definitely need to have the spiritual desire to go back to the uh, spiritual world. Spiritual desire, if you just have it and submit in front of the Lord, then it is His duty to fulfill it. So every day you pray to Lord, Krishna, I want to go back to the spiritual world. I want to do more devotion service. Please empower me. Please help me to do the more devotion service. Then it is his problem, his effort to do the devotion service, to make us to do the devotion service. That's what we saw that
That means
sloka, na? What is
that
that
means
sloka?
if you are not able to do the devotions properly, if you are not able to do the chanting properly, we should pray to Lord that He
Yeah.
should make us to do that properly.
Yes, Prabhu. We have to submit our, as long as it is on the spiritual platform, we have to surrender all those desires to Lord. Okay. Though we should not consider that, okay, Lord is order fulfiller. No. Lord is helping us to do that particular thing. Oh, I should not say, Lord, please, like, fulfill this one as a order giver or order fulfiller. No. We need to submissively do that particular thing. We have to submissively surrender to the Lord. That is what this sloka 5.18 is going to teach us. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Havihastini, Sunishaiva Chopakeja, Pandita Samadarshinaga. Okay, we have to surrender all those desire to Lord. That sloka also there, which we already covered also. Janma, what is that sloka? Um, Tatra laulyam apimulya ekalam. Tatra laulyam apimulya ekalam. Sorry. Tatra laulyam. Yeah. In the Madhya Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita, this comes Krishna Rasa Bhava, Krishna Bhakti Rasabhavita Matigi Kriyatam yadi kuto lapyate tatra laulyam apimulya egalam janma koti na sukritir na labhyate. So which is talking about, okay, pure devotion service in Krishna consciousness cannot be had even by pious activity in hundreds and thousands of lives. It can attain only by paying one price, that is intense greed, our desire to obtain it. Okay, if it is available somewhere, one must purchase it without delay. So we have to have that tatra laulyam. Laulyam means what? Greed, correct? Like the laulyam is greed. Tatra laulyam. There, that greed has to be obtained. Wherever it is available, please have the spiritual greed, spiritual desire, and surrender to Lord, then He will help us to fulfill that. Okay, that greed has to be there, spiritual desire has to be there. Then we need to make an effort also to achieve that. It is not like, okay, Krishna, I want to chant 16 rounds, please help me. Then we engage all day, with mundane things of listening, the video songs or movie songs, and wasting time by chit-chatting with friends, unnecessary things. No, we have to make the effort. How in Damodar Leela, the two-finger shot represents, one is mercy from the Lord, the second is a effort from our individual soul. So we have to make an effort to achieve something so that Krishna will show the mercy. Krishna will fulfill with his blessings. Okay, Prabhu, clear?
Clear, Prabhu.
Yeah. But we need to have as much as spiritual desire. Please submit to the Lord and have a very, very touching conversation with Krishna. Krishna, I am not at all eligible for whatsoever you have given to me in this life. Okay. I don't know how many life I wasted by not thinking about you. But in this life, you given me so much, but I am not at all repaying anything. Please give me opportunity to chant more. Please give me opportunity to realize you more. Please give me to do the devotional service more. By your submissively surrendering to the Lord, then Lord will show the way for you to make more effort, more devotional service. Okay, Prabhu? Our intention, that there is a reason Srila Prabhupada created this as a consciousness is important. Our external activity, I may do okay, I am taking this class. Okay, if I think, okay, I am the doer, then I am the fool. If I think, okay, I am teaching this knowledge to all of you, then I am the fool. I'm just passing this knowledge. I am being the instrument in Krishna's hand to pass this knowledge to others. Correct? I don't know anything. Krishna is empowering me to learn something. Krishna is empowering me to speak something. Krishna is empowering me to influence some others. So that is all okay, all glories to Krishna and the Acharyas. So that is how our mood has to be. That is how our consciousness has to be. Then we are in the right platform. There is a reason in ISKCON and in Krishna consciousness or in devotion service, whomsoever performing, their ego would be less, their humbleness would be more. There may be some exception where they will be showing that attitude okay, and Krishna will show the right knowledge to them. But mostly their knowledge will be their humbleness will be shown by their practicing, by their preaching. Okay, Prabhu. This is a
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, question.
Yeah,
So,
please.
if the Lord wants all the living beings to go back home, back to Godhead,
Yeah.
then why did Lord Krishna perform his pastimes only in the land of India? Like it would have been easier if he performed in other parts of the world, right? So to convince them and say that, this is the ultimate goal of life?
Okay, very, 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 very good question, Mataji. Like, I'll give you the answer in two ways. Okay, I thought your question was a little different. Okay, but I got your question very, very correctly. Two things I will say. Okay, similar thing. I had, I myself had one time one question to Lord. My question was, Krishna, why you are putting us into this material world? If you think that you can reclaim everyone and enlarge your spiritual world, and you don't create the material world at all, okay, why you are putting us into the suffering world, material world? Please, like, don't create the material world at all, because you can do anything and everything, correct? Like, why you are creating this material world? It makes sense.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So I was having this doubt, like, in front of the Lord. Okay. Then I was thinking, why Krishna, like, created this material? Why he put us into this trouble? Then one day in the evening, like, while I was performing Aarti, I was given the message. I'm not exaggerating, like, please, this is a realization, self-realization. Every one of us will have, like, okay, when we have the pure devotion service, correct? I was told by the Lord, I was able to realize that, okay, the same of you, while you were in spiritual world, you were asking, Krishna, you can do anything and everything, correct? Why you are not creating one place for me to enjoy? There you are so much adamant to go out of the spiritual world, to go and enjoy. For that reason only I created the material world. Now you know the problems of material world. So when you are coming back to the spiritual world, come with purity, come without any material desire. That is how, like, a Lord created the material. Lord don't want us to suffer in this material world at all, but it is our own independence, our own desire. We wanted to enjoy away from the Lord, so we were requesting the Lord to create. We were fighting with the Lord to create. That is how He created this material world. Okay, Mataji, this question
Okay,
and
Prabhu.
answer is clear. Okay, because this is very, very important. I still remember, like, that moment where Lord giving me that knowledge, or like a realizing that self-realization was there, like, okay, during that time. Okay, that was my query, because I just want to pass this knowledge to everyone, because we will get to hear or get to experience this particular moment in our life at least once. Okay. So it's our own desire, like a Lord created this material world. And when Gopakumara also, like in the Brihad Bhagavamrita, okay, when Gopakumara passing, like from one spiritual realm to like a other spiritual realm, at the end of it, like when he sees Krishna, when Gopakumara, sorry, when Krishna sees Gopakumara, they both hug each other, and Krishna asking the question, why it has taken so much time for you to reach me, to realize me? Then both go into ecstasy, both forget themselves, okay, they go into ecstasy, they are like, okay, fainting each other, faint each other, okay. So Lord Krishna wants us to reach the spiritual world as early as possible, as soon as possible. It is only us, we are keeping aside the devotion service, and we are thinking, okay, I am having very important task to do. Please, Krishna, you can wait, and I have many things to do. We never we never take Krishna seriously. We never take devotion service seriously. We take all the other things seriously, but we keep Krishna aside. Krishna, please wait. I have a lot of things to do. I have, like, take care of my work. I have to take care of my other tasks. Just think, okay, tomorrow if Modi is coming to our house, how much excited we would be, how much we would be preparing for ourselves, and for treating Modi, and for treating, uh, for greeting him. Modi is great leader. He is a PM. Okay, he's a very good leader. But for Modi, if you are preparing that much, then the universal boss, Modi is the Prime Minister of India, correct? The universal boss who created the universes like a millennium, millions and billions of universes, Krishna is ready to listen when my Saraswati Mataji or like a Mosam Prabhu or Rao Prabhu is going to chant my holy name. He will be waiting for us to chant. And we are ignoring, okay, while the chanting only, we will have all the other things to think about it. Okay. So we have to give utmost importance, utmost respect to the Lord, because we are inviting Lord when we are calling Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimati Radharani and Krishna will dance in our tongue, will dance in our heart, will dance in our soul. Please, 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 humble request is, have this attitude, have this thought in our mind, have more and more focus, more and more respect, more and more importance for the chanting, because in this Kali Yuga, only by chanting Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Iva Kevalam. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. Only by chanting the holy name, we will be able to attain the Lord. Okay, so we have to give utmost importance to Krishna and his holy name, because there is no difference between Krishna and his holy name. Okay, this is part number 1 of the question and answer. Correct, Mataji? Very clear.
Yes,
Now,
Prabhu. Yes.
now specific to your question, why Krishna didn't appear in other part of the world? Okay, because Krishna don't want to give, don't want to take all the credit to himself. Okay, so the reason he just born on the land of Vrindavan, and he went to a very specific place, okay, such as Mathura, Dwaraka, all those places. Okay, he performed his Leela pastimes, everything. Then he want his devotees to pass this spiritual knowledge. Okay, then he created like, okay, he came as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, and he gone through all India tour, and he spread the holy name, he spread the message of the Lord. Okay, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he given the opportunity to his own followers, who is Srila Prabhupada, via his spiritual master. He is getting the knowledge such as, you go to the West and preach the Krishna consciousness. So Krishna is giving the glories to his devotees. That is how they are giving the opportunity. Because Krishna, if Krishna wanted to appear in US or appear in Europe or anywhere like in West Indies or anywhere, like he can appear, but he want the glory to be given to his devotee. For that reason, like hey, now even now, like Srila Prabhupada traversed all around the world and he passed the knowledge. Likewise, like okay, his followers now doing preaching all over the world. Now you see, any time from morning till late night, if you switch on any location, you have a temple, you have a ISKCON temple, you can see like a Guru Aarti is happening, you can see like a Mangala Aarti is happening, you can see like a Tulsi Aarti is happening, you can see like a Ratha Yatra is being happening all over the world. It is not only in Puri Dham. That is how his glories been passed. Even in this Kali Yuga, he is giving the glories to his devotee, like a, to expand the devotional service, to perform the devotional service. This is what the response I have received from one of the Sannyasi Mataji from ISKCON. The same
Okay,
question.
Prabhu.
Very, very nice question. Very, very intelligent question. This how like a Krishna is empowering. The same way, the Kurukshetra war would not have happened. He just, Krishna need only a thought of one, not even 1 milli or nanosecond. He can destroy the whole army of Kauravas, and he can give all the lands and all the glories, or like okay, all the wealth to Pandavas. But he ensured that this is happening For that reason, like at that time only, Arjuna been put into the situation of like, okay, confused state, dilemma state. Then he can explain the Bhagavad Gita, like which is the transcendental knowledge. Then that knowledge been spoken or like referred by future generations. If Krishna just speak, okay, Arjuna, you come to the class, I will teach Bhagavad Gita. No. Krishna making sure that, okay, the situation been created. Then he is passing the knowledge at the right time. Then it has been passed to the future generation at the right time. How? The similar way, Bhishma and Yudhishthira Maharaj known for each other like for so many years. But when Krishna is asking Yudhishthira Maharaj to go and approach Bhishma Dev, when Bhishma Dev was in a deathbed, he is paining, he is suffering for his life. Okay, he is in the topmost pain. Okay, he's sleeping on the bed of arrows. At that time, Krishna is asking Yudhishthira Maharaj, you go now, go and ask Bhishma Dev how to understand about karma, how to do the devotion service, how to perform the Raja, how to take care of the kingdom. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj is like a confused, was he's already like a fighting for his life. Now you are asking like a at this time to go and speak to him. At the time, Bhishma Dev not responding to his query immediately. He is glorifying the Lord's name. That is what Vishnu Sahasranam, like he is saying, the whole Vishnu Sahasranam he is reciting, like who is Bhishma Dev. After that, he is answering to Yudhishthira Maharaj's question. Karma, it is very, very difficult to understand. Please don't take any effort or any time, like you don't waste your time to understand about karma, because karma is very, very difficult to understand. Please focus on like, okay, devotion service, do good to others, do good to your society, do good to like your kingdom, then do the devotion service, make everyone else to do the devotion service, then your task is done. Rest, Krishna will take care. That is what, like, okay, he is giving the glories to his devotees. For that reason only, Mataji, like, okay, if Krishna wanted to preach or like, okay, appear anywhere, he can appear anywhere and everywhere. Who knows, like in another universe, he may be appearing in London, or like he may be appearing like in US. We never know. But this is the reason, like he wants to give the glories to his devotees.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, Prabhu. Very well explained. Thank you so
No,
much.
Maji, like it is just I'm passing the knowledge which I heard from others. Like definitely all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to like Acharyas. Definitely, like it is my efforts are zero. I'm just like being an instrument in Lord's knowledge and pass the knowledge. This is a very, very thoughtful question. Very, very nice. Like a very, very intelligent question. Thanks for your question, and hope everyone else like get benefited from this question. Yes, that is how like these questions will make us to learn about more and to understand, because our foundation has to be very, very strong. If our foundation is strong, however, we can never be shaky like by anyone else. We have to fix down our devotional service. How in 2.41, like the Vivasaya Atmiga Buddhi Rekega Kurunandana Bagusahi Anantasya Buddhayora Vivasayanam. Our focus has to be one pointed attention. We have to do the devotional service. We have to be focused in the devotional service. Then no, our mind will not deviate from here and there. Okay. Hare Krishna. I think we overshooted like 12 minutes. Thanks all for joining. If no further questions, we can end the class by praying to all of our good health and spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We will cover the 18th sloka, because 18th sloka is very, very important. We will cover it in the next class. Hope hope this pace is fine. Like, okay, let me know if anyone wants to me to go slow down. Please feel free to suggest, and your feedbacks are welcome. Please invite others also to this forum, so that because Krishna says if anyone passing my knowledge to others, they are very, very dear to me. We all want to be dear to Krishna. So please, please pass this knowledge to others and ask them to join also. Okay, by doing that, we will help them, we will help us, because we will be more closer to Krishna and more dear to Krishna. Okay, Hare Krishna. I'm stop sharing and stopping the recording also.